Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to tell you guys how to pass a volleyball. So the only thing you're going to need for this tutorial is just a little bit of open space and you need a volleyball. If you don't have a volleyball, I have one linked in my bio on Amazon. They're pretty affordable, I would say. So if you don't have one, snag one for sure. So first we need to focus on footwork. Footwork is very important when it comes to any kind of passing. That means free ball passing, serve, receive, passing, and defense. Okay, so first thing we're gonna start with, we don't need the ball, so just throw it somewhere safely. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna start with working on our stance. So let me back up so you can see me. You can kind of see my feet a little bit. I'm kind of tall, so it's hard to fit in the camera frame, okay? We're gonna start with working on our athletic stance first, meaning that you're not supposed to pass the ball like straight up, just like chilling like this, like, that's not how you're supposed to pass the ball, okay? And y'all know that. So, first of all, we are going to start in our athletic stance. That means our knees are bent slightly. They're not, like, completely, like, you're not in a squat. My ankle just, like, cracked. You're not in a complete squat, but you're also not, like, locked out chilling. Like, you're just right in the middle, athletic stance. And now we're going to focus on what to do with our arms. Because notice how my shoulders immediately went down and my arms are hanging. That's because I'm trained. And that's how you want to be when you get in your athletic stance. So this is before the ball is coming to you. You can honestly rest your hands on your knees. That's usually what I would do if I was playing a live like match. I would have either my hands on my knees like this, waiting for the ball to come. I'm pretty relaxed, but I'm still like in an athletic stance. Or my shoulders are still down and my arms are hanging, waiting for the pass. So say the ball hasn't come to you yet and you're in serve receive, you can literally just have your hands on your knees waiting for the ball. And then as soon as the ball is about to be contacted, that's when I usually drop and then I go ahead and form my platform. But mind you, if you're passing a free ball or a defense, your hands are never going to be on your knees like this because the play is live at that point and you need to be able to react. So your arms need to be down, nice and relaxed and hanging. Now you also want to make sure that your shoulders are down, like I said, because if your shoulders and your chest are up like this, the ball's going to hit you at a very odd angle and it's just going to go straight up. So you want your shoulders to be down, nice and forward, and you're waiting and hanging for the ball. Next, you want to make sure that your feet are about shoulder width apart. So like just whatever's comfortable for you. I've noticed that my feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, which is perfectly fine. Just whatever is more comfortable for you in like an athletic stance. But once again, you don't want to be completely like sumo and have your legs like super, super far apart, but you also don't want to be super close together because how can you move comfortably that way? You know what I mean? So nice and shoulder width apart, waiting for the ball. And the whole point of being in an athletic stance is to be able to move your feet to the ball. Moving your feet to the ball when passing is one of the most important things in passing, like period, is being able to react to the ball quickly and being able to move to the ball left, right, backwards, forwards. You know, you're always going to be able to move any kind of way you need to. Okay, now let's focus on perfecting our platform. So when you're trying to pass the ball, your platform cannot be like, super far apart. It can't be super crossed over like this. Like your arms need to be nice and together. Nice and together. Mind you, my arms are double jointed, so if it looks different than yours, that is okay, okay? I just have really odd arms. You can see my arms are touching as much as they can. My forearms are together, and I'm having my thumbs pointing down. Can you all see that? Okay, so now that my platform is like this, we're gonna focus on what we should do with our hands. I get a lot of questions about that because I see some people who pass the ball like this. This is wrong and dangerous, so please don't do this. Never, ever interlock your fingers because you can get hurt that way. The ball can come at you very hard and break your fingers, whatever it is, so we don't ever interlock. There are two options. You can choose one of two ways to put your hands. So how I do it is I take a fist and I wrap this hand around like this. It's kind of like a hot dog, I guess you could say, burger, whatever you want to call it. And my thumbs are down. And that's how I have my platform. And notice how my forearms are nice and locked out. They're not completely overextended, but they're not relaxed either. So they're perfectly like this. And then the second way you can put your hands is by doing this and folding in like that. It's kind of like a diamond shape, I feel like, but yeah. open hand, claps in. Some people do that as well, which is perfectly fine. They both work the same way. Okay, now that we have our platform down, we're gonna introduce the ball into our little tutorial here. So first and foremost, you wanna be able to contact the ball at your sweet spot. If you don't contact the ball in a certain spot, it will sound weird, one, and two, it won't go where you want it to go. So always when you're passing, the goal is to get it to your intended target. So that means that you need to be contacting the ball right here on your platform. Not up here, definitely not down here, right here. And that is because this bone right here, it gives you the most control. Because if you're hitting it up here, like more like on like the meaty part of your arms, it's going to come off very weird and it won't have as much speed / it will just die on you basically and just kind of roll into you instead of actually going out and up. And vice versa, if you hit it down here on your thumbs, first of all, ouch, ouch. And then two, it's just going to go straight to the ground. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on contacting the ball right here. And how you can do that is like when you see the ball coming, you want to track the ball with your eyes, incoming into your platform, and then follow it back up to your target. Speaking of targets, when you're trying to guide the ball to your target, you don't do that by swinging your arms. You do it by using your legs. So that all comes back into the process that we touched on in the very beginning of the video, which is our stance. So we're nice and low, waiting for the ball. Ball's coming. I shuffle or I run my feet to the ball, whichever is more applicable in that situation. I run to the ball, stop, right? And then I put my platform together, step, pass. And I'm guiding my ball with my platform. I'm not swinging it over to whoever I want it to go to. I'm always going to be angling my platform towards that person, lifting with my legs and passing that way. Or say I'm trying to pass to you. This is like right in my center line. I would just have my chest and my shoulders facing you, passing. My platforms are going to be facing towards you, and that's how the ball is going to get there. And once again, when you're passing, you want to make sure that your arms are nice and locked out and firm. Because sometimes when the ball's coming to you, it might have its own pace on it. So that would happen if someone was serving at you or they're hitting a ball at you, down balling, whatever it is. Whatever kind of ball has pace on it, that's when you really want to hold your platform and make sure that you're not generating even more power / spin, whatever it is, because then the ball will usually go over the net and you want to keep the ball on your side of the net. So say the ball's coming with pace, we're going to hold our platform and guide it a little bit. Or if it has a lot of pace, don't even try to guide it. Just let it hit you and have your platform already angled down, and then it's just going to hit and go to target. Or it should most of the time. Now, I kind of touched on this earlier, but there are such things as passing on an angle and then passing on your center line. So passing on your center line means that you're taking the ball in the middle of your body. So say that you're serving the ball to me and you're right in the center line of my body. I don't have to move. I can just take the platform right down the middle, boop, and that's it. Now, if I was going to pass on an angle, say the ball is going over my left shoulder or your right, bam, I'm passing on an angle to my target. Same thing the other way. Bam, passing on an angle. And notice how I'm angling my platform as well as my shoulders and my body. My body is still going to be facing a little bit towards where the ball's coming. It's not going to be completely turned like this. You don't really want to do that because the more narrow you are, the less control you have. So I really want to be like this. My hips are still open to target, but I'm angling. And that's what's going to create the angle for the ball to get to my target. And the next tip is to not overrun the ball when you're trying to pass. That is so important. That is so important. Because say like the ball is coming right, and you run past it and you're going to be like, oh shoot, and you misjudged it, right? So now you're completely under the ball or the ball's almost past you. It's going to hit you so high, and that's not what we want. So we always want to be behind the ball, but not like reaching for the ball, but you want to be, in a nice, comfortable stance and behind the ball so you can pass it with more control. Because once again, the more narrow you are, if you're moving, if the ball catches you super high, it's not gonna end well most of the time. Okay, first we're gonna practice passing on my center line. So we're gonna be in a nice athletic stance. Okay, shoulders forward, but we're gonna self-toss. So we're gonna self-toss, pass on my center line. And notice how my feet are staggered. Actually, you probably didn't see that because you can't see me because I'm like 6 foot tall. Anyways, if you can kind of see my feet, actually, I don't think you can. But when you're passing, you don't always want to have to stay super square and your feet perfectly, apart, shoulder width apart. I find it more comfortable to have my dominant leg, my right leg, forward when I'm passing, or my left leg forward when I'm passing. It depends on what side of the court I'm on. So if I'm on the left side of the court, I would probably have my left foot forward because it rounds out my body a little bit more. And also that helps me know what ball is out of bounds and what's not. But I usually end up having my right foot forward in passing. It's just more comfortable for me. So whatever's more comfortable for you, do it. But yeah, usually for me, that's my right leg. So I always have my right leg forward. The ball's coming. I step, pass. Now let's pass on an angle. So I'm going to toss myself a little bit on my right, and then we're going to pass on an angle to my target. So pass over here, angle, pass. And notice how my shoulder, boop, dropped. It didn't stay like this. If your shoulder doesn't drop down, then you're just going to pass the ball straight up, So to create that angle, you have to tilt your shoulder down and then pass. That's one great way to remember how to pass on an angle is to drop your inside shoulder. So toss over to the left, and now we're going to do the same thing on an angle. So toss, drop, pass. You can also practice passing by passing to yourself. Oh, see, that was bad. You can also practice passing by just passing to yourself, or you can do some one-handed passing. But if you want a more in-depth video about how to practice passing at home, by yourself, outside, with a partner, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Also, comment down below any kind of questions you have. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more volleyball content from me. I also have a vlog channel if you want to see more of the personal side of my life and like who I am as a person. It's Jacoby Clearwater, and it's always linked in my bio. So make sure you read the description because everything you need to know is in there. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.